How many are like first time to the reactor? Everyone's first time to the reactor. Good to know. So, my name is Parth Varu. I am the event program manager for Microsoft Reactor Bangalore. Like the community, a reactor is a local community where we have like bring in industry experts, leaders, lot of speakers, where we intend to have complete technical knowledge and technical talks only. So here at the reactor, we also don't allow any advertising, promotion, pitch. Might be anyone. It could be our own technology itself, we don't promote here. So it's completely focused on learn, connect and build. So before we begin, please take a moment to read our code of conduct. We are all here to learn together. Please be respectful of other people's views and understandings. And please, please, please do maintain silence when the speaker is at the podium. If you are not interested, you can walk in now, have some coffee, take a walk, and then come back for the next session. Please don't disturb others who are interested and have taken time out on this Saturday to come here. And one more thing to tell you is speakers put a lot of effort to build the content to give a talk. So please be respectful on that. It's the humble request to you all. Thank you. Sathik, over to you.
Thank you, Bud. So first I want to introduce everyone to this Let's Talk Spatial thing. So this workshop is conducted. I think audible. This is not good. So we are conducting this workshop for the first time. So far, what we have done is. Okay, so far what we've done is we have only had. So what is Let's Talk Spatial? So it is a group of people meeting to discuss about maps, remote sensing, and location technology. So far we have had discussion on Google Earth Engine, Stack APIs, cloud computing cloud computing for geospatial data, and we have also had discussion on maps, because last month was November and we had 30 days November challenge, and so regarding that we had discussion on maps as well. So Saikat and two others were also present. So this time what we want to do is we want to start this mapping impact to create the world's best map on OpenStreetMap. So we want everyone to edit it. Previously there was a community which used to edit a lot on OpenStreetMap, but now it has declined because there is no community as such. So that is why people like Saikat who map regularly and are advanced map users can teach us how to edit on OpenStreetMap, and we can also learn and navigate our way through and see its usefulness, what will be the use. So welcome all, and so the mapping session will be of 2 hours. If you want to take a break, please feel free to go out, and there is a coffee just outside and washroom outside the auditorium, outside this place, so you can go there. So after 2 hours we'll have a networking session, we'll introduce everyone. Till then I think more people will join. So over to you, Saikat, and please introduce yourself, and I think you can take over. Yes. Can you share your screen? I can minimize this.
Aman, shall we start?
Yes.
Okay. Hello everyone, good morning. So thank you everyone for coming here, taking time out for like on a Saturday weekend, I know. Yeah, and thanks Aman for giving another opportunity to discuss about mapping. So if you don't know me, I think a lot of new faces are there, and there are a few faces I met in previous meeting. So I'm Shaikat Maiti. I actually from West Bengal, one small village called Sandalpur that is in East Midnapur. So mapping is my passion, and currently I'm working in that field as well. So I called myself as a geographer. So after that, I got passionate about mapping, and mostly my focus was humanitarian mapping. I closely attached to the HOT, like Humanitarian OpenStreetMap organization. That also fulfilled my goal to closely work with OpenStreetMap India community. And I'm a regular mapper. I'll not say that I'm a regular mapper, but whenever I got free time, I map wherever I live. Like right now, I'm living in Bangalore, so I try my best to improve my locality and everything like road network, whatever data is not mapped, I try to find that out and I map them. So recently, when Aman told me about this session, it is about very recently, Indian government published few open data source, and that data source then few of our community member built one tiles based on that data source and the OpenStreetMap data. So they built some index map where we can see that OpenStreetMap data is missing from our government data source. So we will try in this workshop that how to add more road data sets in OpenStreetMap to build, as I'm told, like a best mapping platform. And for that, we are going to use the tasking manager, which is built by Humanitarian OpenStreetMap team and other community members in OpenStreetMap. And we are going to use JOSM because it is way easier to handle custom imagery tile inside that. So it is a very powerful, I would say, a very powerful editing tool for OpenStreetMap data or any spatial data. I know that Aman already shared some instruction to just before coming here download JOSM and bring your mouse. So always having a mouse is better to map any feature. So if you don't download it yet, so please go ahead and download it. Do you want me to demo that download and installation session as well? Or everyone is ready with JOSM? We are ready. Okay, cool. So then I'll skip that so to save our time and give more time into the mapping. And there is no presentation, but I will explain the workflow that one by one what we are going to learn today and what kind of resource we are going to use for this mapping and like any question. So it will be, I want this should be an interacting session. So whenever you have question, raise your hand or just sit there and raise your hand and ask questions so that I can take that question. If anything, if you feel that I'm going too fast, you are not catching up, please let me know that, okay, so just stop there. We need to set up this thing, wait for us and go ahead next. Okay? So for that, I hope you guys all joined the meeting session, right? The meeting link?
No, that's not required.
Not required?
Not required for them.
Okay. Aman, did you share this project link to everyone? No. Okay. So for today's session, as I told that we are going to use our tasking manager, which is built by HOT. So how it looks, let's go to, so this is about humanitarian OpenStreetMap team. So they build a lot of application and they open tasking manager for any kind of mapping activity, Mapathon, or for India, there are few members, I'm also part of that, like for any disaster activation. So if there is any disaster, we create some project and we share with the community for resilience mapping or pre-disaster mapping or sometimes post-disaster mapping. So this is how it looks, and you can anytime go and visit hotosm.org. You can check like what kind of humanitarian activities they are doing. And this is the tasking manager.
Can you share the screen again?
Um,
Not seeing the screen.
I shared the entire one, but let me check. Okay, closed. I'm sharing the entire screen, so.
Yep.
So, Aman, will you share this link to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So this is our project link. That is, Aman, please correct me if it is wrong. Channapatana, right? Channapatana. So this is one of the like administrative area that I like picked for today's workshop. And there are pretty much good tiles where we can add rural road network in India. So this data set is coming from PMGSY, and you can read more about this in this GitHub page. I think few of our community members like Pratap, Arun, they built, and there are a few more contributors who built these tiles where we can see that the index map of where OSM data is missing, and we have an identification of that data layer. There is one more resource. I hope you might know or you might not know that Strava. You know, a lot of us use fitness watch, fitness band, and all. So Strava generally provide running and walking probes, and it will help us to find if there is any imagery alignment issue with the OpenStreetMap data. So I'll go with the first setup of how we can install Strava plugin to our browser. Then how can we use that layer into JOSM. I am not sure. Maybe it is Microsoft. Is it blocking this? No.
She's asking me if anyone is speaking on it.
Aman, can you share this link to everyone? So first, we are going to install this plugin. Aman, are you getting the link?
Yep.
So there are a few setup we are going to do in our Chrome browser to use this resource. Okay. So the first link is to add that extension in Chrome. Then the next link which Amanna will share, that link, please sign up with, if you are not signed up yet, or you can do login. So you can use your normal Gmail credential, and if you are in this page, then either you should sign up or you can do login. I can go for login.
So there's one Slack group, but I think for now, how do we share?
Even on the Notepad Slack group ID is something.
It's difficult if they don't have a
Or maybe all these links on the Notepad you can type it.
The Notepad? No, but I have to share.
I will send it to her by email. To whom?
Not email.
You want that link only?
You can do one thing.
pages are now for today's event. If you put the
Yeah,
links
yeah,
there,
there.
share to GitHub.
GitHub link.
No, but how do I share it everyone?
Oh, Road is on Slack now.
Do one thing, man. You do a WhatsApp on web. Let's all connect to you and like that you can share. Or
Telegram.
Telegram.
I think email is best, guys. Like, you
Telegram
can
is
just
just
email
spam.
me.
Unless on the meetup page, I'll maybe everyone is
no,
on.
do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meet a page.
GitHub page. Some description you can update it. Almost 40 questions.
कर रहा हूँ.
Or I can give an easy way. Can you just type strava.com/heatmap? That's it.
Late night.
Are you able to see this page? strava.com/heatmap. No space.
Mohammed.
Everyone in this page? Okay, now go to your Chrome settings and go to extensions.
Just do this. It's good.
Perfect. Very clear.
Everyone in this page. Then just enable developer mode, just to avoid any disconnection. Just enable this developer mode. Can you go to this store, like chrome.google.com/web store? So you can go to the extension page, or you can just come to the extension page. Like generally, like in Chrome, we have this page where we can download a lot of extensions. Are you able to access this page? All okay? Just type Strava or JAWSOM. I think you will get only one plugin, like JAWSOM Strava Heatmap. Sorry, JAWSOM Strava Heatmap is the exact phrase. You can just search in extension box. If anyone is behind, please let me know. Okay. Just install this in your Chrome. Okay. Installed. Let's get back to the Strava heat map page and do your login or sign up. You can use your you can use your Gmail credential or any email ID credential to log in or sign up. So there are two ways. In this page, you will be prompted with the location access. If you don't want to give your location access, you can go to the settings, and the location you can edit. By default, it will be Los Angeles, but you can edit in India. You can just edit as India and save this. It will auto save, no problem. If you don't want to give location access to Strava, you can go back to settings and change the location to India. All good? Maybe you are getting a different color, but you can always choose whatever you like. You can. I like this one, red, and sometimes it is all is good, or sometimes if you want to see only two-wheeler traces, you can select two-wheeler. So all it will combination of two-wheeler and like who is running or like normal usage. Okay, and keep the opacity as 100%. If you successfully install the plugin in Chrome browser, you can see this icon. Everyone, are you able to see this icon? Okay, I'll wait for it.
After login, I'm not able to see the map before I log
Just check the link. Maybe it is going like to your profile page or settings page. You can just type like strava.com/heatmap, so it will come back again.
That is strava.com.
Okay. And you logged in, right?
Just restart your browser, it comes.
Yeah. Sometime maybe you can enable cookies.
So restart your browser. Quit your browser and open it again.
There are so many Strava users in India as well. Any issue with anyone, so that we can.
Even after
I'll check one by
I'm not able to see the map.
Even after logging in, it goes. After logging in.
So if you are not seeing anything, then location just change. Go to settings and change the location to India. It will automatically come. Yeah, so save. Type India. Save. Go. So if you are not seeing the map, go to your settings and the location change it to India, and right side there is a save button, save it. Okay. Any problem? So this is you already login. Go to settings. Now this Los Angeles, make it change it to India and save it.
Or if you are on Slack, on Meetup, discussion channel, I've added the link. Do that as well.
So this page, when you are seeing this page, this is your Chrome extension page, and there is a extension store. So you need to go to this extension store, web store. Okay. Like if you are just typing in your browser chrome.google.com/webstore, that's it. Then search for Strava. Or just Strava for JAWS. Yeah, if you see this one, JAWS Strava heat map, just add to Chrome. Ma'am? Okay. So if you install in Chrome and if you go back to your this page strava.com/heatmap, if you are not seeing this icon, then go to your settings and change the location to India and save that location. Then reload that page. Hopefully you are seeing this page. Maybe in different color, maybe you are seeing this hot, but you can always change. What I like, this is all about personal choice. I make my settings like red, all, and 100% opacity. If you all done, like who are interested for the hands-on mapping session, please do it. I'll say that why we are doing this. So the basic thing is that sometimes our satellite imagery is not aligned to the reality, right? Because they are processing like petabytes of pixels, and then they are creating the mosaic of the satellite imagery, but sometimes it is not aligned with the ground reality. So general thought is that all our GPS device or GPS enabled device directly connected with our global positioning system or GPS. So it is generating a probes, and that probes Strava is capturing through their fitness watch, band, and so activity, and they open this data for OpenStreetMap mapping, and like we can do imagery adjustment. We can find what kind of vehicle actually are moving from this road, this kind of activities. And you know, like all our device, like Android, Apple, or any device, or any GPS device, they all collect this data, your XY coordinate, and sometimes it is altitude and sometimes it is more. Okay, so if we are all done with the settings, then we can go to the next setup. Should I move to the next? Cool. Now, I'm just adding this thing in my so do you have access to this this page, which is task.hotosm.org projects. Just remember this ID. If you are not seeing the project, or if you are if it is hard to find it, find the link, then just slash project and then slash 13916. That is our project ID, 13916. Just a short description, like the ministry opened the data and data meter and OSM community is helping to import this data in OSM. And if you are seeing in this page, you can select zoom to task. So each grid, actually 1 square kilometer, is really small size grid, because I want, like, okay, you will feel good that, okay, if you complete one task and it is not more than 1 square kilometer. So it can be larger, but I just keep to easily run this workshop, okay, 1 square kilometer, so everyone can complete at least 4 grid today, I hope. Okay. So there are a few, so if you are in this page and if you are logged in with OSM credential, I think Aman already shared the guideline. Please, if you don't have OSM account, OpenStreetMap data account, please do a sign up and activate that. And the same credential you can use to log in for Tasking Manager. Are you able to log in? Everyone? Should I go next page? Okay, after seeing this, if you click on contribute, there are some instructions. So that we are going to set in our JOSM. So this is JOSM WMTS imagery layer. I think who built this layer is here, Arun. So we are going to use this layer as a reference in JOSM as an admin layer. So please copy this. If you are in this page, please copy this link till WMTS. Now go to your JOSM. And click on imagery. Go to imagery preference.
Can you come again?
Yes,
with
yes.
the link?
This one?
Yeah. How do you reach there?
Okay. So if you are in this project page,
Yeah.
now click on contribute. It will allow you only if you log in with your OSM credential. After that, copy this JOSM, as we are going to use JOSM tool for today's session. Copy this, then come to JOSM, imagery preferences. There is a there is a button WMTS plus sign. If you click here, just paste that URL. Now enter a name for this layer. So you can name it like this datasets like PGM SY, or you can just mention that GeoSadak. I think that is our.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Where is the WMTS?
So if you are in this tasking manager, under instructions. Okay. Now you can just mention a GeoSadak. I think that is our government portal name. Sadak, SADAK. Just name it like whatever you want.
Inside that immediate preference, after that, where to find this gap?
Okay. So when you open imagery preferences, then you will find this button WMTS and there is a plus sign. So first one is WMS, then next one is TMS, then WMTS. Okay, click on that and paste on the first empty space, like enter you get capability URL. Then name that name that layer, GeoSadak or whatever you want. Just click OK. So after clicking OK, again OK. All good?
I still can't get that instruction.
Okay. Are you able to log in? Okay. If you are done with this step, go to imagery and whatever name you put for that layer, just click on that layer. Like I have given the name as GeoSadak. So now it will start loading. If you zoom out, you will get the complete India tiles. So I think the red patches are where GeoSadak road is there, but we don't have a road data in OSM.
It takes a lot of time.
It will take, because everyone is accessing, and we are, I think, on the same line.
I get this warning message on the top, the aerial imagery point we shift.
Yeah. So there our previous setting will work. If there is any shift, then we can do our best alignment using that Strava layer. We'll come to that with that part as well. Yeah. Please let me know if you are done with this settings and you can see this GeoSadak layer in JOSM. So after creating that, press OK and 2 times, I think. OK and OK. If you are in imagery preference, after adding the layer, there is another OK button here. So you can add OK.
How do you navigate to India?
Just zoom out.
No, how do you zoom out without the mouse?
That's mouse trackpad. Just pinch and zoom it.
Maybe scroll.
Yeah, scroll button will go.
Zoom that corner 00 by default. Find it here.
Don't worry, when we will navigate from tasking manager to JOSM, it will automatically load that area which you have selected. Okay? Shall I move next? Okay. Now, if you are a first time JOSM user, go to this preference. I hope you all can see this button. Click here and enable expert mode. Everyone please enable expert mode. Go to the main preference, click this button, preference here, check in expert mode.
Bottom left.
Now there is a sign, or you can just check. This is the remote. This is a remote control. So if you are in Windows, it will show as a TV remote kind of a symbol. So click here and enable remote control. It's good to check download as a new layer just for settings. Sometimes it is fine. Or if you don't want to check, that's also fine. Enable remote control is done. Everyone? Now click OK. If it is asking for a restart, so restart your JAWSOM, or you can do a restart using File and Restart. If you are done with the JAWSOM settings and restart your JAWSOM, so everything is done. Now, if you are seeing this page where you can see the instruction and the contribution and instruction, so we can move next. Before moving to or before selecting one task, please change this editor from ID editor to JAWSOM. The bottom there is a editor. By default, it is ID editor. Please change it to JAWSOM. Then click on Map a Task. Now go back to your JAWSOM. You can see there is some connecting server message and satellite imagery automatically loaded. Yeah, please accept. If it is first time, it is asking for some acceptance. Please accept. I think our tasking manager is low right now. Now you might observe that your GeoSADC layer is at the down. So you can select that layer and you can keep on top of the satellite imagery layer. So our job is to map inside this box. Yeah, accept it.
No, when you do map and task, okay.
Now I can't see the GeoSADC one.
Yeah, so it is in down. So use this arrow to keep on top of the satellite imagery layer. Which one? GeoSADC? Okay. I think it is hidden. So it will be on your left. This symbol.
Also on the menu that you hit to, that will
Here. Go to Windows and check on layers. before that, I just want to, I'll redo the JOSM navigation part from tasking manager to JOSM. And if you need to do if you are not seeing the GeoSADA clear. Okay, that I'll redo it. Before that, I just want to show the legend of this whole tiles. Like if you are adding the GeoSADA clear, you can see this like red and green this. So as I told, where it is more red, the OSM data sets are missing, like road data is missing. And if you zoom in more, then in the red part, so this is the legend. This red dotted line, if you are seeing a red dotted line in the GeoSADA clear, means that road is not digitized in OSM. Okay? So today we are going to map those kind of roads, which is in red in GeoSADA clear. The same thing we will see in JOSM. If we are not seeing things, we are not going to add. Okay. So in my grid, I am not seeing that red dotted layer in our GeoSADA. Okay. I am just showing this for the example what we are going to do. Just remember this. We are looking for this red dotted line. It means that road data exists in our government data sets, but not in OSM database. Okay. So I'll redo the process from tasking manager to JOSM navigation. Okay. So I'm deleting everything from here. Are we all in this page, instructions? Now, change the editor to ID editor to JOSM. You can select just a map a task, or you can manually select one task. Okay, fine. I want to map this area. Okay. Now, if I select map a task, and if my editor is JOSM, it will navigate to JOSM. See? There is a box and satellite imagery automatically downloaded. Now, sometime you are not seeing the GeoSADA clear. If it is not visible here, you can go to imagery and activate that layer. So it will automatically come on top of your satellite imagery. If it is coming at the down, you cannot see that, and we cannot trace that satellite based on this GeoSADA clear. Okay, so please select this GeoSADA clear or whatever name you give for that particular layer and press this up button. Now you can see the GeoSADA clear. And what is the legend for GeoSADA clear? If you have that GitHub link I have shared, or the whole project of this DataMeet project, you can go to that GitHub repository, and there is a live link under Mapbox. You can go to this live link, and here you will find the legend, like what we are seeing in GeoSADA clear. Today in this workshop, we are going to concentrate on the red dotted line or red dotted symbol. If we are finding this kind of lines in our grid, it means that road data is present in our GeoSADA clear but not in OSM. Now coming back to JOSM. So automatically you are seeing one bounding box. You can see this satellite imagery and GeoSADA clear. Now, how we are going to use that Strava plugin, Strava that we already did. Okay, we'll check that. What is the use of that?
Can you share the GitHub link? Or it is
If you are all in this stage, we can go to next. Just to see the legend. That's it.
So does it depend on like which box you have selected initially?
Yeah, I'm just showing this just to familiarize with the symbols. Like, okay, this road means this is in OS. It is in GeoSorted, but not in OSM. So we are going to concentrate on that today. This red line, red dotted line. But we'll concentrate on micro level. Okay? That I have selected this box, and inside that there are two missing geosodic layer. Okay?
Can you show that from GitHub how did you comment like GeoSolve layer?
Okay.
On GitHub?
So this is the GitHub page, and if you go to Mapbox,
Yeah.
and there is a live link of that. And this is the index map for GeoSorted and OSM coverage. No, that.
Yeah, I have this difference between geostatic and OSM is something I generated on when it's been done by yeah, this particular those colors may not be different, but it goes into much.
I can see like many of us already selected this task, so that's why this key symbols are appeared. It means you are seeing this page in JOSM. I mean, you are in this state in JOSM. So if your GeoSorted layer is down, just select and click up button. Then you can select. You can see this layer. This red line you can see. If you are in this state, we can go next. That what is the use of this GPS layer? What we installed the like Strava plugin and all. So it is not mandatory, but I would say that it's good to have any reference GPS layer. If we are seeing that satellite imagery is offset from this layer, then we can readjust the satellite imagery using a GPS layer. There are two GPS layer source. One is by default come with the OpenStreetMap, that is called OpenStreetMap GPS traces. So if you are not seeing under imagery OpenStreetMap GPS traces, I would ask everyone go to imagery preference, and there is already lot of imagery source are there. Just type GPS, so you will find only one OpenStreetMap GPS trace and activate it if you are not seeing in your imagery layer. Go to imagery preference, in the search button available default entries, type GPS, then you will find this link OpenStreetMap GPS traces, select this and activate it and press OK. Yes. Go to imagery, imagery preferences. In the search bar, type GPS, select, activate, and click on OK. So this layer is mostly you will find GPS traces in urban area, but I did not find good GPS traces in rural area. So there Strava might help. Okay, we'll see. So you can keep that layer on. It will not disturb any of the layer we have, or it will not disturb the data layer as well. So what are the data we can select like this? So these are actually vector data, and road geometry represents with line properties or linear properties, the vector data. Okay. So we can select the road and you can see what is the tag for like last session if you attend, like Ramya talked about tags, right? So in each and every OSM feature has a proper key value combination. That is, we call this tag. So here key is highway, which generally we call as road, but here it is highway and the classification of that highway. Okay. So based on the functionality of that particular highway in an area, we can like classify the highway. Okay. So the higher classification of in OpenStreetMap environment is motorway, which is freeway, then trunk, then primary, secondary, tertiary, then residential, unclassified, and service road, and so on. So then path, track, all these things will come. So these are the hierarchy in road classification. Okay.
So if it's that GPS traces are not available, it's not remaining.
Yeah, I mean it means not available on that area. Mostly I told that GPS traces by default, which is coming with OpenStreetMap GPS traces, it is more dense, like more denser data you will get in urban area. Okay. So what are the community member are uploading GPS traces, like it is generated from that signals. Okay. Now, if you come to this Strava, I'm again going back to this page. As I told, like you can choose any settings, any color you like. I prefer this one, red and all with 100% opacity. I hope you all are seeing this square box, right? Click here, and there are two options. One is open in JOSM, open in ID. As we are using JOSM, we'll click JOSM. If you have done your settings correctly, then you will see the status OK. And that layer you can see on JOSM. Okay. By default, it is on top, so you can just check in and see that is it matching with the satellite imagery or not, and what is the difference for satellite imagery and Strava traces. Okay, so previously all these roads are digitized using satellite imagery, or sometimes different satellite imagery provider. Based on the history, we can assume we can check like which satellite imagery has been used to map this particular highway. So the source is previously Bing and Mapbox satellite, and we can see some offset with Maxar data. So the offset distance almost 11 meter here. Like how we are seeing this. If you I'll come to that point. Before that, let me explain what is the usage of this Strava layer. So in this Strava layer, we can check like, okay, the satellite imagery, how much offset is there, do we need to adjust the satellite imagery or not, all these things we can check. Okay, now we have two very important layer for today's workshop. One is our satellite imagery layer, which by default I set with Maxar, because most of the time I see that Maxar is more updated one in India. ISRI also, but ISRI is more updated in the urban area. but I think Maxer already refreshed it, and Maxer has also updated imagery layer in India. Now there is one more layer is GeoSadak layer, and as I told before that you can always refer this legend for the GeoSadak, like which symbol is representing the GeoSadak road data but missing in OSM. That is red dotted line. Okay. So in my box, I think there is two red dotted line which I can see that that I will add in OpenStreetMap data. Okay. So as Arun is here, Arun, the by default satellite imagery for GeoSadak layer is Mapbox satellite imagery, right?
Correct, Mapbox. Which
Yeah.
also comes from Maxar, but
Yeah.
it might differ and it might be a little older than what it is.
Maxer, yeah. So that's why I kept like Maxer, we are going to use to trace this road. But if we identify, see how it's easy right now that okay, I know where to add this road. I don't have to search a lot. So this is my reference point. This red dotted line is there in GeoSadak. It means the OSM road is missing from this. So I'll switch off this layer, and everyone has this layer called OSM data if you are navigating from tasking manager. OSM data layer, can you see that layer? Activate that layer. I mean, you can, you see this green checkbox, right? Everyone is seeing green checkbox. Then you can click on this line because road is a linear feature, so we are going to draw a line. Or you can press A in your keyboard. Press A in your keyboard, then it will activate to add a line feature. And we can see that using Strava layer, we can see that okay, Maxer imagery is matching with the GPS traces, so we no need to correct the satellite imagery layer or imagery offset that we call. So sometime, you know, like I told that during the mosaic process, sometimes we can create some shifting. Better to check with any reliable GPS traces. Okay, we are drawing the road on the correct place or not. So if you can see this plus sign, it means it is activated to draw a linear feature. Shall I draw? Now, and also I got the signature from the GeoSadak layer that this red dotted line is missing. I mean, it is representing as a red dotted line, so it is missing from OpenStreetMap data. Now I will switch off that layer again and select the node, and in this zoom level, like if you are seeing 20 meters, it is good to draw a road feature, okay? So you can press A, or you can select the line feature and you can start drawing, or you can start tracing the satellite imagery. So I am drawing it quickly. So you all can see that my grid ends here, but the road is going. But whenever I select the next grid, I can complete it using that grid. So I am in this grid right now. So when me or someone can select this one, they can continue after this. Okay. So the next thing what I told that we have to tag this highway or tag this linear feature. It's still a linear feature, no tag. It means it will not, OSM will not consider this as a highway. Okay. So there are few classification rules for OSM. You can always go back and check what are the rules applies for Indian highway classification. So OSM India community already decided some rules to tag OSM highway. You can see that India/tags highway. Go to this wiki page and you will find what are the definition of different highways. Yes.
How do you undo the line?
Just Ctrl Z. If you want to delete the complete feature, select it. If it is red, press the delete button. So if you search for OpenStreetMap India highway tagging. You will find the link for highway tagging guideline. As I told that motorway is a freeway, like we have examples, Mumbai-Pune Expressway, which is a toll road and it's a freeway, no two-wheeler access. So mostly motorway or freeway is access control. Then the next classification is trunk highway. After that, primary, secondary, tertiary, and unclassified. And also we have residential data as well. Okay, so what are the roads? You will find mostly these are rural roads, right? All the major roads are already there in OSM. That's why we are using this layer to find the rural connectivity, that what we can build in OSM. Okay, so most of the time, not like every time, again, don't take it as a final word, but most of the time this classification goes under unclassified, or if you feel from satellite imagery, those are really tracks. Tracks means those are only drivable using 4x4 vehicle, or it is leading to a farmland, but still people in rural area, they are using by walk or bicycle or some tricycle sometime. So you can tag those as a track highway. If it is only for a neighborhood and if it is giving connectivity to lots of households, you are seeing lot of rooftops from the satellite imagery, you can tag them as a highway equals to residential. Okay. For this example, I am tagging this highway as a unclassified because it is leading to some other places, and I can see that road is actually flowing and it is coming to another locality. Okay, let's tag this as unclassified. How we are going to tag this highway? If you select the feature, I hope after layer panel you can see the tags or memberships. Can you see this box? Everyone, can you see this box? Tags and memberships. There is a plus sign. You can click on that plus sign. So as I told that every OSM feature is a combination of key and value. So our key here is highway. Okay. So I will type highway. And as I told that, okay, I am going to add this classification as unclassified. Just type couple of like 2 letters, 3 letters, it will automatically pop up. Okay, that unclassified. If I press OK, it will say gray. Maybe you are seeing some different like thickness. You are seeing in this width as I am using some different pen style, so it is a little bit thicker. But I hope everyone is seeing this highway in this color, right? Yes. Sorry?
We're not considering the road to do the classification of various hierarchy of roads.
No, we have to do manually. Like we have to tag that manually.
Are we not considering the road width to classify a particular road?
Road width.
Yeah.
Road width, like not always. Mostly we see from satellite imagery. Let's say, let's go to this one. I'm switching off the Strava layer. We can see carriageway, and it has a proper right of way, and this road is tagged with secondary road.
Is it our assumption that are we not measuring and
No, not. It is not like always we have to measure the road and give the classification. Not like that. Okay.
And I'm an urban planner, so I always get this doubt because when they do the planning for the
Yeah, definitely. Like generally you do right of way design, then you will define the carriageway. But in rural road, it is very difficult to distinguish a different carriageway for a rural road, right? Recently it is a cemented road. Most of the rural road till now it is unpaved or semi-unpaved. Like the red soil, sometimes they will put, or sometimes it is. Recently it is a bituminous road they are constructing. Sometimes recently they are constructing a cemented road, but still those are a rural road, and mostly it's very hard to find even more than 3.5 meter width. But those kind of roads also still classified as unclassified. Okay.
So it's mostly you're capturing the center line of the road from the side.
Exactly.
That's it.
Like when we are digitizing,
it updates according to the symbol category.
yeah, when you are digitizing the road, actually you are drawing the median of that road. Okay. And you can see that if I consider the right of way of this particular road, it will be maximum, like it's still error, but it will be 3 meter most of the time. Okay, so as I can see that, okay, I'm going out of my box, I close that highway, and there is another highway, what we can see that is missing from our GeoSADC layer. Yes.
Just a small doubt. So as we are editing on JOSM, does it save the features automatically to AutoWare?
No, we have to upload into OSM. That I'll come to the next. Okay. So there is one more road which is in GeoSADC, but you can see it is not in OSM. So now check that road with Maxer, and if I checking with Strava, you can see that there is very little offset. We don't want to create any imagery offset just for a very minute deviation. Okay, let's switch up the Strava layer. I'll give the connectivity to this road. Okay. Now, again, this road is really, it doesn't look like a paved road. Now, there is one road we can see from satellite imagery, but I am not sure this road is digitized or not. So what I'll do here, can you see this green button, this arrow button? I'll just download little extra area out of my boundary box. So just to check that someone has drawn this road or not. Okay? So use this button and do not download as a new layer, download here only. So this is just confirmation, no one drawn this road, okay? But leave it as it is. Now again, check with your GeoSADC layer, okay? As I told, like we are using Maxar imagery, I think we can adjust a little bit more. So as this is giving access a lot of rooftops and it is connecting to another important like some major highways, I can tag this as a residential as well. So I'll select this highway, I'll add, and highway equals to this time its tag is tagged as residential. So which color you are seeing right now? It's little white and unclassified one grays. So very interesting. There is one clear highway we can see, but it is not in GeoSADC, not in OSM, and there is a very large rooftop. What can be the classification? Mostly it looks like not residential purpose, so we can tag this highway. If anyone is interested to draw this highway, we can add this road as a service road. So I have added 3 new road geometry. Now coming to that question, is it same in OpenStreetMap? No, not yet. So for that, if you edit or if you can add few roads, please use this opposite button. You have uploaded you need to upload this data to OpenStreetMap data server. Okay? Upload it. Now, if there is any error, you will get as an error. If there is some warning, like I added some residential road and I have aligned secondary road, but this road doesn't have any name. Okay, I don't know the name, so I'll go ahead with the upload. Now continue upload. By default, I added a few things, like maybe you are seeing this automatic pop-up, like automatic fill, that hot OSM project. So that is our project ID, and this is the data source. Arun, I made this hashtag for this data set to upload. Is it okay? Yeah, cool. Thanks. Then just adding rural roads. Okay, you can modify it, like you can add whatever you want in this page. Let's keep this PMGSY data hashtag, so that if we want to check any time that how many data sets we uploaded in OSM using this data, and we are using this hashtag, we can track all the genset we are uploading into OSM. Okay, so by default there is a Maxer Premium as it is added in the backend of Tasking Manager. Leave it as it is. Now my JOSM is already logged in with my credential, so it is uploaded into OSM, and there is a green box give the message that uploaded in OSM. Okay, uploaded successfully, but you might not see that message. There is some other pop-up came up, right? If anyone tried. Sorry? Yeah, user details. So that OSM credential you have created, use that credential to log in. Or you always can go back to preference. There is this window, and you can create like new access token. You can use your credential here. But once you log in JOSM for the first time, and that will remain as it is until unless you are not completely uninstalling or logging out from this from the JOSM.
After adding the highway, how to upload? Can I second?
Yes. So if you are done with your edits in this box and you don't see any other red road, then click this button will be green. This one, fourth button.
Okay, upload.
Yeah, click on that.
Continue.
Continue. Now pre-filled text is there, like hot OSM project, project ID, then hashtag PGMSY data, then adding rural roads. If you are happy with that, go ahead and upload. And by default, the source will be Maxer Premium. Now, if you click on upload, maybe if you are not logged in JOSM, it is asking to for some credential. So use your OpenStreetMap credential, like the same user ID and password, to upload it. Now magic happens here. Go to osm.org, and if you log in with your profile, if it is your first edit, my edits in this page. So if you log in with OSM, go click here, go to my profile, then my edits. If it is your first edit, it will be 1. Okay. If you click here, you can see the latest genset where I have uploaded. So this is called like genset upload. So whenever you make a new edits in OSM, it will create a new genset in OSM. So I have created 3 road geometry. It is uploaded in OSM. Yes. Yeah, just go to osm.org, log in with your profile, and go to your profile. Here my edits is 1. If it is first time edits in OSM, click here. Then you can see a yellow box. On left side, you can click on that link. It will take you to that particular area where you uploaded the genset, and you can see that road data appears in OSM. It's a live update is happening. Okay. Now, if you add all the missing rural road on that particular grid, please go back to your task. It is in red color. See, the key is in red color. So if you think this task is completely mapped, you can click yes. You can add any comment if you want. So adding rural roads or if you are not done yet, you can say no. Say that there are few missing roads. Please add. You can drop a message. So if anyone come to that particular box, they can add the road later. So I added 2 missing roads in this box. I'll say yes and just submit the task. Now it will show as a green color and it is ready for validation. So any experienced contributor, any experienced mapper or who is more enthusiastic to spend more time in this particular project, they can map and community, OSM media community can validate your edits. If there is any mistake or if there is any minor adjustment or if there is any missing tags, they can correct it and they can validate it. It is just for a validation process to keep the project on track. Okay, we can track this project entirely using this task.hotosm.org. Okay. So yeah, and always you can move to map a new task, but please, this is a task manager settings. You have to change before start mapping. You have to change the editor as JOSM. Okay. So this is the complete process. I'm ready to take any questions you have. Yes, I'll come to that point. So whenever you like here 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right now 16 individual mapper is locked. They lock the task and they are mapping, right? The tasking manager algorithm will not assign you just the next to your friend's task. So it will create a conflict in OSM environment. So that's why I am telling that please keep your edit inside the box so you will not get conflict resolution. Okay, let's say I have mapped this task and now I am selecting this task manually. But if you still select map a task, it will not let you select the task already in lock state. Okay, so that the task manager will handle. But if you still do, it will create unnecessary conflict. And OSM data architecture, like it has a versions. So if you see any data history of OSM, it has version 1, 2. First time created, if I create a row for the first time, it will be V1 or version 1. Next time you have added a name and adjust few things, that is a version 2. Someone came and add the road width of that particular data and upload a change set. It uploaded to OSM, that is version 3. This is how the whole mapping is evolved. And always you can go back to history. You can see that, okay, who created this road and using what kind of source. Okay, this is coming from BGMSY data. So we can always track. Okay. So I'll show you that I have created this road, right? Already it is uploaded in OSM. And now if I click on control H, now it is a version 1. So you can see I don't know if you can see this or not. Yeah, it's a V1, version 1. Who is the contributor? It's showing my name. Now someone add to the next data sets or someone is working on the next grid, they can just select this node, hit this button or press A, it will get selected and you can continue the digitization. Now, in this case, you may appear you may encounter this kind of cases. So this is a water body, this is a road, and someone mapped, or there is a real water body and someone just ignored it. And some automatic vehicle is following this road and fall into the pond. this may happen, but if you are seeing that okay, the water body is not expanded to this area, just click the node and adjust it. If you would like to see more advanced editing, press W, hold control in your keyboard, you can add more node and you can readjust this one. But I think there is some construction, so let's keep it straight, and you can just adjust a little bit. You can see, okay, I am not entitled to map any water body in this project, but I can adjust it if it is blocking the road. Because as a mapper, I don't want to draw a road on top of the water body, like without any bridge or any other tank. So whenever there is a water body or river, and the road is crossing, then we just add a bridge tag, right? So we can add bridge tag as well. So okay, this road is coming here, then check, see there is no railway crossing, but if there is a railway crossing, it is not visible, so leave it. But you can see that the road is still going this way, and it might connecting to another highway. Okay, now interesting thing, I came to this part and it is still under my inside my grid. Let's close it, and as this is already tagged with unclassified, you can see that same tag is continuing here. Now you can see there is a crossing railway. I just quickly show like how to, and this is on residential highway, right? So this is on residential highway. We can click on this and we'll continue this because it is going to another residential highway. Now it is going from underground, right? Because on top of that there is a railway line. So leave this here. So how to handle this? Just click two nodes, press P. You can just remember my choice, or you can just do whatever you want in 1, 2, 3. I'll click on the last one, and I would ask to remember this choice. Now you can see there is one segment. So what I did, I have selected two nodes. I press P to partition this. Now this is a residential road, and it is going underground. So underground means map will understand the layer. So I will add two different tab with this, which is called layer equals to, as it is going underground, so it will be -1. As it's like a tunnel, so I'll add tunnel equals to yes. So it will consider as a -1 layer, and it will render beneath the railway feature. So anyone, if someone is following this map, they will get to know, okay, there is a tunnel and which is going beneath the railway line. This is a valid changes, no problem. I have extended this highway and it is connecting to the another network. Is it good to upload the data? Yes, go ahead and do. Click in this button, continue upload. The same thing will come. Keep it as it is. Upload the changes. Now, sorry. Okay, so -1 tagging. So there is a layer panel, right? So initially it was only added with highway equals to residential. Now I am going to add two different tag or key value combination. That is tunnel equals to yes, and layer equals to -1. Because it's a tunnel. If it is a bridge, then tag layer equals to 1. If it is a bridge, there are multi-level flyover, then if first one is layer 1, then second one you can add as the same bridge, then layer 2, if there is another one, layer 3, you can go like this, okay? But that one is a positive because above the ground. If it is under the ground, then -1, -2, -3. So this is little complex, but it came to my grid, so that's why I showed. Okay, no need to worry. If you don't want to do it, but if I don't do and if I try to upload, let's try that. I'm undoing it. It's not letting me. Okay, I'll delete these two tabs and delete it. Let's try to upload. Now it is giving some warning. Let's see. Let's read the warning message. But it is only showing 2. But anyway, it is not giving any validation warning. Sometimes it can give like, okay, railway and highways crossing without any railway crossing tag or node, like that. Okay, but anyway, somehow it is not giving. But it is good to add these tag combinations so that it will be easily understandable. Okay, the railway is passing, but the unclassified highway or residential highway is going beneath the railway. You can see that, where is that grid? Okay, this is the railway, right? And we have added this highway here. Just trying to reload it. Okay. Now you can see that, so there is a tunnel. You can see the change in the symbology, and it is going, it looks like that railway is going over the highway and it is passing through a tunnel. So there is change in cartography as well. And you can see that if you refresh, just hard refresh once, then you can see the connectivity here. And also, like I assume that if someone is doing this particular grid, they can complete the other network, like which is looks like a missing connectivity, but I'm pretty much sure that it will connect this road as well. Whenever someone will work on this grid, they can complete that road. So let's say this grid I have added only one road. It is not mapped. Just select no. If you want to drop a message, just add a comment. Not mapped completely. Then if you submit the task, previously it was showing as a green, but now it is not showing as a green color. It is still open, so someone can take that particular task and check, okay, if there is any missing row, they can add. But I mean, what is the usage of our GeoSADA Clear? It will very easily, it will let us know that what are the roads are missing from OSM. Just follow the symbology, that is a red dotted line. You can explore more. It's already, the project is up, so you can connect with Arun and Pratap, like who are contributing to this repository. If there is any improvement needs to be done, you can feel free to ask them. But I don't know like how they have built the tiles and all. That is really useful, and how we can use this data that I was showing here. So this task will be, this project will be open. So if you have free time, feel free to contribute. So it will improve the Karnataka, this particular admin boundary, like this particular taluka will be enriched with the PMGSY data in OpenStreetMap. And if we finish, if Aman, we can do more in this. Like we can take one by one administrative area, and we can create some project like this where we will use this GeoSADA Clear to add missing rural roads in OpenStreetMap data. So holistic approach, in a holistic approach, it will improve the overall OSM road network, and whoever is using OSM and all this kind of mobile-based application for navigation, it will be very enriched if we upload the data, or you can build your own application. OSRM is open. Okay, so and the grids are really small, only 1 square kilometer. It will take very less time to complete one grid. So feel free to contribute. Any questions related to mapping or anything?
You're talking about misalignment stages. Like initially you said the images might be misaligned.
Yeah.
So I have a case here that says that my image could be lesser. So how do you correct it using the GPS track?
Okay. So quickly, I'll show that. So here, so let's say I'm using Strava to check my imagery alignment is correct or not. So where is my Strava here? Okay, here it is. So one thing you can see there is a difference for some road and some road it is blue, some road it is red and then bluish. Okay, so mostly the blue area is like road median, like middle of the road. Okay, now how can I use the satellite, the traces or probe layer to correct the imagery offset? I'm creating a virtual imagery offset just to show this. So just take a new offset. I'm just setting up the like problem area. Okay. Now you find some area which is appearing like this, and you have like this kind of GPS traces which is not mapping with the satellite imagery. Okay. So this is a virtual scenario I'm creating. The imagery is good here. Now, how to take imagery offset? Right click. Go, you will get the option new offset, adjust it. So always go to the major highway, so you will get more prominent probes or prominent traces. Okay. Use your left button and navigate the imagery and adjust with the current layer you are seeing. If you are not seeing the satellite imagery at all, I'll share one more tricks. Okay, I'm cancelling this. So go to that probe layer, click on that eye, change that opacity little bit. If you are fine with that opacity, now again come back, new offset. Now I can see a little more of the satellite imagery, right? And this is one of the major junction. I'm using the left mouse button to adjust it. Try to match these red patches with the road median, means middle of the highway. If you are happy with that alignment, click OK. So it will come. You can take imagery offset and you can correct minor alignment issue with the help of GPS traces.
This is based on the tags of the highways. Specifically, PMHOI data, you might look at an imagery. If you isolate it at a grid level, you might still find a very good paved road for a particular sector, and that is how the contracts are given out. So we might have a confusion in the tagging these highways, because in a particular task, you might see a very correctly paved road, and when someone else is editing, he might not classify that as a tertiary road or something like that. He might still classify it as an unclassified road. So how do we deal with this sort of confusion amongst all these
mappers? Yeah. So it is little bit subjective, like the selecting the proper classification. Like we can go till endless discussion. If someone is staying that locality, they can say no, this is a major road, but from satellite imagery we can see that is a very narrow road. But mostly in a city or urban condition, mostly the road classification is given based on the traffic, how much traffic they are handling, based on that, right? So in rural road, like it's a generic like decision we made, like okay, if it is a rural road and it is connecting one village to another village, let's tag that road as unclassified, and from that particular road, if some road is giving connectivity to a neighborhood and there are a lot of rooftops, we can tag those as a residential road, because those are not used for a regular traffic, or if someone is moving one village to another village, they are not using those roads, because those are giving access only to the neighborhood, but which is leading a long way point A to point B and connecting to village. Now we can initially tag as unclassified, but after, let's say, there is a Gramin Sadak Yojana and the road got improved, there are a lot of vehicles, even daily, like in village area, a lot of unformalized vehicle route has been made, like trekkers or some kind of four-wheeler vehicles is giving the access. If someone knows, they can upgrade the classification to tertiary, because that is right now a major pipeline to connecting, which connecting two villages. That always can be, if there is any point of argument or point of disagreement, please use our OpenStreetMap India forum to discuss it, if there is anything, something like that. But the thumb rule is made and it is all explained in our OSM India guideline, like how to classify the highways. You always refer to this page, and if there is any update is required, please feel free to let us know. There is one OpenStreetMap India token list. That email we can share with all of you, so that we can use that as a part of discussion for classification.
So it is, can we consider that it is a safe way to classify these if we are not very sure as unclassified?
Yes.
For now, for
Yeah.
going to be simple.
No, but don't upload the data without any tag.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Like right now, I have classified an unclassified highway. Right, I'm not living in that area. Someone from that locality who is a mapper, they come, hey, why you are classing this unclassified? It should be upgraded to this class so that we can find this road in routing or add as a major classification. Yes, please feel free to do it. But we can always discuss in a healthier way in our forum or in our talking list.
So if, in isolation, if we are looking at the grid, we might not get an idea of
Exactly.
what it is. But we probably will have to look at, if we are not aware of that area, we can not just look in isolation. And if there is still a little bit of confusion, we can still map it as unclassified.
Yes, yes, yes. And the best practice, like after selecting a grid, because this is the first, maybe a lot of us are the first time mapper, right? So we can later on, based on this feedback, we can invert the grid size so that we'll see more area in one time. But one of the best practice can be like, okay, I have got one grid, then I'll zoom out, I'll see the road network. See, right now what we are seeing using Strava, you will easily understand which roads are frequently used, or which roads are carrying more traffic, right? Based on the density of that traces, or based on the function, you can see that okay, few roads are little pale in red, and few roads are really deep, like dark red. It is appearing. So it's all because of like how people are moving in that area. So this is one of the resource, or you can identify what is major road and what is minor road. But there is always a place for a discussion if there is any.
I also have one more doubt. Does geosudden data give us any indication of whether it is a state highway or a classified highway?
Honestly, I did not check the vector data, but you can go to this website and you can download that data. Arun,
yeah, there is some classification, but it's not very consistent. The way the data was collected for PMGS5, it was decentralized at a block level. And even the data quality differs from block level.
yes. So, like if you want to explore more, you can go to this website and you can check the road data. Just give the captcha, it will give a vector data in a zip file for Karnataka. Yeah. Any other question related to mapping? Particular feature, not all of the. Which one? The imagery or the vector data? Only for that road you are aligning or changing the alignment.
So if that error is still there in the other day, then I have to manually do
Yes. That you have to align manually. I mean, there is no like auto matching option. Okay, I just few road, it will match with the road median. Lot of people are working on automation. I don't know how they are doing, but for OSM you have to align node by node. So what Strava mentioned that it is collecting from their device. Like whoever using, someone is enthusiast to like bicycling, fitness watch. I think those GPS traces they are collecting using those devices actually. And they created this heat map, like where people are moving. And the other GPS traces, OpenStreetMap GPS traces. So it is a lot of community member uploaded GPS traces. They are using mobile phone. Someone is using GPS device to record when they are traveling. So like I'll show some example, like how sometimes I record GPS traces. So if you go to my profile, and I have uploaded 47 GPS traces. I used mostly mobile data, so I have uploaded this. I think OSM community is processing all this public. So you can see most of my GPS traces are tagged as a public. So I think they are considering all these uploaded GPS traces to process and create this layer, like OpenStreetMap GPS traces. So if I come to Bangalore, you can see how dense it is, and based on the direction of travel, mostly it is D8 algorithm, like 8 direction. So based on that, it is encoded with the color. So you can see, okay, like if it is this kind of green, maybe it is only one color. If it is representing, maybe it is a one way. If there is two colors side by side, maybe two lane side by side, or maybe it is a two-way highway, like that.
Can they upload our total timeline data?
I don't think so. If you use some, like I use OpenStreetMap OSM tracker for Android, as this Android device. So I use that app to record the GPS traces. Or if you are using Awesome Ant, you can track your GPS data, like whenever you are traveling. Awesome Ant, yeah. Yes. Yeah. So, is there any red dotted line in GeoSadak layer? So the use of GeoSadak layer will give us the identification of any missing roads, any missing rural roads. So if there is no roads, you can leave that, you can mark as completely mapped, and you can go to the next grid.
The thing is, due to this rock cover, start roads are not visible.
Maybe those are very like unformalized, like informal highway. Maybe not much people are using. So that's why even they did not capture the data in GeoSadak as well. Yeah. Any question? Okay, I'll take first.
My question is related to basement. Which imagery should be considered as standard basement for mapping? Because
Like satellite imagery?
Satellite imagery, yeah.
As Arun told, like the GeoSadak by default layer is Mapbox satellite imagery. Maxar technology also imagery provided to everyone, almost everyone. I see in Google satellite imagery also provided by Maxar. Maxar has their own satellite imagery tile for OpenStreetMap data tracing. They are giving to Mapbox, Esri. Even there are a lot of imagery by default imagery option. You can always explore. Like there is Esri World Imagery, Clarity Peta. So I find near to the coast, sometimes history vault imagery or clarity beta is updated, but not all the time. So you have to check. If you want, you should check all the satellite imagery layer and try to find the best updated imagery. How to find it? Just target any construction area, under construction area, or you know this building is constructed in this time, or this road is getting constructed now. So if you see a proper laid out road, maybe that was a previous road, right now it is going under construction. Maybe that under construction road you can find in any of the satellite imagery. So that could be your best updated imagery.
Suppose if someone is using being real imagery for mapping and someone is using Maxer, so there might be some slight.
Yes, there will be some difference. So that's why what I generally do, like I check the data history, like using Control H, you can always check the data history. I check that when it is last mapped, which imagery they have used. Then I'll check, okay, if they used Bing that time and it is edited in 2015, I will check always that, okay, it might be updated in Maxer right now. Because I didn't find much more Bing imagery updated in India. Yeah. Yes, please. Okay. Updated in, yes.
Regarding that reason, so is there any angle that is controls for that particular thing, like
This color?
also direction?
Color, I think it is based on like 8 direction, like north, northeast, east, southeast, south, like this. If you like differentiate in 8 direction, I think the color is coming from that. Arun, do you like
So the
to?
basis of that based on the traffic, like many number of steps, based on maps, then it is
Yeah, the algorithm for doing that coloring in JOSM itself is open source. So if you want to dig into the code, you'll find the algorithm to visualize that. But it's not a very complex thing. Depending on what code you want to write, you'll be able to recreate such code.
I think somewhere here you can check. If you can always, like if you have any question related to like this layer, you can always go to that wiki, like OSM GPS traces, OSM wiki. You can see that how they have put it with the color.
maybe the algorithm is open for that data.
Yes, yes, yes. But I think you cannot download this layer as a raster layer. I don't think you can do that from here at least. But you can check how this OSM GPS traces. Let me check. So this is public OSM GPS. So visibility of GPS traces, you can find it here, like what are the source and what else has been used. Okay. I don't know much about the processing part, honestly. Traces, timestamp, background, colors, okay, that's wrong. It's mentioning that it mentioned that traces with timestamp are drawn with colors by speed in JOSM. So in JOSM they use the speed data, and traces without timestamp just as a part of that. No, this one is different. I think what they are saying, you can download the raw GPS traces from here. Like if I go to download and I uncheck OpenStreetMap data and check only raw GPS data, you can download as a layer over here. So see how many points are getting downloaded, almost, it will be more than lakhs of points. So this is a raw GPS data, right now what I am downloading, not the OSM data, not the vector data. But you can go and read more about that, like if you want to know about the processing part. Okay. But yeah, you can download it here. I mean, I know like we execute the time.
We added.
Everyone might be hungry. Any other question related to map?
So, if two or more people working on the same grade and they are like
Same grade?
same grade, and someone is very nicely digitized and someone is like this. So, how will the OSM select which one is the best one?
Okay, so for that, if both are working on the same time and they want to upload that data into OSM, it will create a conflict, okay, because the version will be different. I told about the version, right? If you are editing first, then I am editing, then your one will version 1, then if I edit, then it will be version 2. So first, OSM will not allow to upload, it will create a conflict. Then, okay, but you forced, you try, you uploaded, both successfully uploaded the data. We can always revert that bad data genset. There is a plugin called Reverter. We can select the genset ID. So whatever changes we are making, it will create a genset ID. We just need to provide that ID to that plugin, and we will revert that bad data who edited.
How does it know that which one is bad and which one is good?
No, it like automatically no one will verify. But there are few tools. I think last time we discussed like OSM Cha, Achavi or Akavi. I think these are the like web apps. These are the few tools are there available to check the quality of the genset. Okay. So it is always there, and whenever someone finding some imaginary road, imaginary building, those are tagged as a bad genset. Those are actually example of bad genset. So you can always go ahead and explore this tool called OSM Cha, and here you can check your good edits and bad edits. You can review someone's edit using OSM Cha. That is a good edit or bad edits. So if you find that my edits is bad, you can flag this as a bad genset. So someone will take and someone will revert that genset. So I'll explain one more time what is actually genset. So if you go to So this is my edits I told, right? So this is one. So this is called genset ID. So using that, you can always track any genset ID. So if I replace this ID, so now I messed up with the data, badly aligned some data. You can verify, you can flag as a good or bad genset. And it is showing like, okay, this one is new addition, this one is modification, but these nodes are new. You can always see that, okay, how it is edited. Version 1, version 2, because I edited next time, right? So it will appear like this, version 1, version 2. So if someone sometimes change the name, someone is messing up with India-China border, those serious listening anyway. So that time, like there are a lot of community mapper who really review our edits all the time, so they can revert that. And the most interesting thing, you should check out this page. There are a lot of red box, so because everyone is mapping here. So this is our OpenStreetMap India. So a lot of complaint I generally get that why you are using OSM data because the boundary is not correct. But I would always say that for OpenStreetMap India we have correct OSM boundary, and you can see there are a lot of things are happening, like, okay, what are the live map edits? So this is actually live map edits. You can see that, okay, who is editing, what is the change set. So sometimes I check, like, if someone is like vandalizing a data or not in India specifically. So you can go to OpenStreetMap India and you can check that what are the live edits happening in India. You can see the bounding box. I think Arun, Sajad, they all built this application. So you can always come here and check good or bad changes. Even if you go to recent edits, there is one more very useful like site. So this is, I think, built by Pastelniks. You can check any suspicious edits. So someone is deleting lot of data. So these are, so there are predefined, there are a few predefined rules. Based on that, these are the suspicious change set in India. Okay, so feel free to review this.
Alright, so with that we'll end the mapping session and give seconds and rest.